Right, so Lee, glad to finally have you on the channel. Welcome. Yeah, second time now, so hopefully it's things to come. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, never know. Could become a regular.
What did you think of the game on Saturday then? So obviously we got the win, second win in 2 games. Yeah. Impressed?
I was impressed with how we dogged the display is the best way to describe it. Yeah. Looking at the weather, it was wet, rainy. You were there yourself, Forde. Yeah. So I think we're going to have about, I would say, 7 or 8 of those performances this season alone. There are going to be times where we're not going to be impressive. We just need to literally put, even if it's 7 or 8 men behind the ball and grind out a win, hit them on the countdown. We've done it. It was a fantastic ball by Jarman Gill. Fired it and the corner. That was a marvellous goal. Brilliant defensive display, which is very, very rare. Yeah. I still feel Sells is a little bit dodgy. Yeah. Flapping all over the place, so there's a question mark around him. But all in all, the defensive unit was superb. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I was the same. I mean, I obviously got to see it in there in person, and I just thought to myself, great display by the lads. I think there's obviously a lot of room for improvement. You know my opinion on Sells already, man. I mean, oh God, my heart was in my mouth some of the times when he's coming out and just flapping at some of the chances. Oh God. I thought their best threat was Aidan Flint. Obviously the guy that we was linked with not too long ago. He is absolutely humongous. I mean, he should be like a basketball player, honestly to God. But yeah, all in all, great result. And I'm glad to see we actually kept a clean sheet for once, which is a rarity as well. And obviously now we're just outside the playoffs as well. Obviously there's plenty of games to go, but you know what? It's good because obviously the first 2 games didn't get off to the greatest of starts. So
yeah. I think it'll give Sells a lot more confidence. That I know he's still a bit. I think he's still going to be number 1 until at least Krull is fully match fit. Once he's played a few under 23 games. Yeah. So Sells, I think he'll be rested for the Cheltenham game, which we'll come on to, I'm sure. Yeah. But that'll give him a little bit of confidence. I still feel he's a little bit nervous, so hopefully that'll give him a bit of confidence, you know. Yeah.
So with Sells in mind, what do you think about the rest of the lineup? I mean, obviously, a couple of changes were made from the game on Wednesday. How do you think the rest of the team got on?
It's Rafa, isn't it? He's literally the Tinkerman. He is going to be nicknamed the Tinkerman. The Chronicle just picked that up as well. Yeah. So he is going to be, you kind of guess his lineup against Cheltenham. We're expecting all the youngsters to come in. Yeah. You might just throw a couple of surprises in there. And then we've got Brighton after that, which is the big game. Again, you just don't know with Rafa. You cannot, I mean, I do the tactic boards on you've seen my videos, you know. Yeah. You just can't predict his lineup. It surprises you all the time. When you say Gouffran in there, you're like, oh. But I can get why he's playing Gouffran because he works harder than Aaron's going backwards. Yeah. So it's always surprising you, Rafa. He always does. You just like, wow, all the time. It's never like, oh, it's the same side. I mean, he's got a reputation of playing, I think it was at Liverpool, 70 to 80 games without the same sides consecutively. So expect it. We're going to expect it all this season.
Well, I think that works in our favour, especially because I was getting onto his back a little bit, saying, "Oh, he plays the same formation all the time," and then lo and behold, on Wednesday he plays he plays 2 different formations, and then on the game on Saturday he plays a different team. So I think that's going to work in our favour, especially with the squad we have. And I saw somewhere in the paper that he actually wants to get rid of a couple of players because he likes to have a smaller squad rather than having players like fringe players that aren't, you know, Rivières and all the rest of them, not kind of hanging around. He wants to get rid of those and just work on his core. I think 18 he wants, or around about that mark, which is fair enough. But yeah, I was just going on to the lineup. I mean, some players that people don't obviously take to quite warmly, like Anita. I think he had a good game at right back. I thought Kieran Clark was, you know, pretty solid.
A left back as well.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that kind of ousted out Dummett as well. I mean, look at his fall from grace. He was captain on Wednesday, and now he's on the bench. So,
expect it.
Yeah, I mean, no one's safe really, apart from maybe Gale, maybe at a push. So
possibly.
Yeah, it's good to see, man. Great to see. But what about the lineup on Tuesday, yeah, against Cheltenham? You're saying youngsters, but I'm thinking it's a mixture.
I think it'll be some of the under 23s will come on, at least on the bench. So we expect to see possibly on the bench things like Vukic, Bigger Romana, maybe Barleza, even Curtis Good on the bench. Yeah. And then in the lineup, I would expect Darlot to come in. Mm-hmm. Change it right back, maybe in Babu, maybe in Sterry. Yeah. Jesus Gamas, haven't you seen him?
I was going to say, what happened to Jesus Gamas? I mean, he's come from Champions League football.
I know, we haven't even seen him. So Rafa said he's not up to speed with the I was going to say Premier League.
Yeah, I made that. I made that a couple of times.
Championship, sorry, English football.
Yeah,
so hopefully we'll see him for at least half an hour coming on, or at least starting.
Yeah.
I want to see Hanley and Clark start centre backs because this is the time where if Lascelles and Bemba ever get injured, we're going to have to look at these two and think, right, how are these two going to be a pair? Exactly. Perfect opportunity, chuck them in, see how they get on. They're probably not going to be troubled as much as they would in the Championship because it's against the League 2 side, but change that. Question mark about Daryl Yama again.
Yeah.
Is he going to play? Will he play right wing? Who knows? Who's going to play centre midfields? I think Colback is probably certainly a start because he's missed the last couple.
Yeah.
So Anita, will he play Anita across the middle? Who knows? I think Roland Aarons will come in. I think Roland Aarons, he needs a performance.
Yes.
He's been dropped the last couple of games with Gouffran.
Yeah.
And I think he'll come in and he needs a performance.
Well, I've been singing his praises a hell of a lot now, and he's let me down a little bit. But I expect good things to come with him because obviously signed a 5-year deal anyway, so still a lot of time to go. But
as long as he stays injury free,
that's
all I'm worried about. Mitro's on fire. Mitro's on fire.
I'm hoping he comes back. I'm hoping he comes back for this game. Just even a half.
I know the crowd. I mean, the crowd will probably be about 30,000, but the crowd will just lift the crowd, wouldn't it? I think he has to play at some point. If he starts, maybe plays an hour, or if he comes off, give him half an hour.
Yeah.
If he does start, I would like to say Armstrong. I know Rafa's hinted on that he wants to send him out on loan.
Yeah.
I think that big man, little man.
Yeah.
Play Armstrong, see how it gets on, you know. He might consider his thoughts. I would like to say Mitrovic up front, just for some match fitness. Doesn't matter whether he plays crap or good.
Yeah.
Just needs the match fitness.
Yeah.
Armstrong, chuck him in. He needs games, so give Armstrong one out. So I would like to say that lineup. What about you, Forde?
I'm pretty much the same. Giving a chance to some of the youngsters like Armstrong and Mitrovic, and also trying out a different formation as well. Just going straight 4-4-2, and as you said, kind of big man, little man. So Mitrovic and Armstrong together. I do like the thought of Yamat on the wing. I think he makes a better winger than he actually does a right back. And maybe even going forward into the Championship games, playing Anita and then Yamat ahead of him if he's still here. But yeah, definitely 4-4-2. I like the lineup that you had, especially at the back. I do agree Hanley needs more game time as well, alongside Kieran Clark as well. I don't think they're going to be regular starters, but again, we still need to have them just in case. And Darlow, why is he not playing anyway?
You love Darlow.
Oh, mate. I mean, seriously. I mean, at the expense of Sells. Look at Sells at the moment, man. I don't trust him at all. And
I think, yeah, it is a worry.
Yeah.
But if we take him out, that's going to damage him.
Yeah.
I think he has to play. I know a lot of people want to change him, probably you do, but if you think like Rafa will have him in. I think the real competition is because Krul's only 10 days off playing under 23 football, training with the first team.
Yeah.
So expect it to be about probably a month to 6 weeks until say Krul.
Yeah.
If Krul stays, of course, challenging. And then that's when the competition starts. So I think Sells unfortunately will stay in, except on this cup game.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, he wasn't too quick to get rid of Lascelles, was he? I mean, Lascelles got dropped in midweek, and he didn't have an injury or anything like that, so he can obviously chop and change it, and that's the captain. So things can happen like that. But
Steven Gerrard always said he didn't have the best relationship with Rafa, but he got the best out of him.
Yeah, there you go. Then that's what we need, really. So going into Tuesday's game, what's the result going to be, man? We're going to go through. We should go through, man. Surely.
You would expect to go through. I think more than importantly, I'm looking for a performance as well, especially because it's a rotated side. the lads coming in, especially the younger ones, need to say, right, I'm in your first team plans this season. Yeah. So expect to see a couple of individual performances. I would have to say, Newcastle will go through. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0. What about you, Forde?
I'm going with 4. I'm going to double up on your 2-0. I'm going to go for it. I think also, the thought just came into my head, I think it's an opportunity for some of our fringe players to come into the team. Some of the people that have been linked out of the club. Maybe even Sissoko. I mean, he's not injured. I know he said he's injured, but he's not injured. Let's face it.
It's just a story to keep him out the side, isn't it?
Exactly. But he's got to prove his worth because, again, he's still getting paid by the club. There's also players like Saive. He's been linked out of the club.
Saive. That's another one,
That's another one.
I can't say them play. I can't say him playing Sissoko and Saive, just because they look like they're even Tiote is another one.
Yeah.
I don't see any of these three playing this game at all.
It's a shame, really, as well, because they can add so much to the team. Even if they don't want to be here, they still got to prove match fitness.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Saturday sign is a joke because that was done by Graham Carr.
Yeah.
I mean, if McLaren doesn't beat you, you've got no chance. You've got absolutely no chance.
Oh, mate. Right, and we got a couple more days left of the window. Who are we going to bring in? Because Rafa said we're going to bring up to 4 players.
If you believe the reports, I'm always sceptical on them. He's looking for a striker. He's already hinted at that.
Yeah.
So who comes in? Obviously, we've been linked to Haller. Who knows? He's obviously looking at another winger. We know that. And possibly in the defender yet. But again, it's Rafa. He might surprise us. You just don't know. But definitely a winger and a striker. I've said this on your fan cams before. We need a winger and a striker in the side. What do you feel?
I think the same. I don't think we're going to sign a winger, though. I think we've conceded defeat in that, and that's the reason why Gouffran's playing. I honestly think that, because before, I know. But, come on, Gouffran's come out of nowhere. He's come out of absolute nowhere, and now he's playing in the side. And to be fair to him, he played quite well. Like, I saw him on Saturday, and I saw Rafa speaking to him all the time, using him, utilising him, getting him out wide. And he helps, get us further up the pitch as well. Oops. So after that, I think he's going to be a mainstay in and around the team. Maybe not starting every game, but in and around the team. So the main thing is for us is definitely getting a striker, because I've said it for the longest time now. We need another target man. Everyone keeps going on about, we've got Mitrovic, which is great, but we've only got one of him. And then
exactly. I've said it on your channel as well.
Yeah, and then we've got like 3 of the same similar striker. Perez is small, Gale is small, Riviere is kind of small, and so's Armstrong. So what happens when Mitrovic doesn't play every single game?
And Armstrong might not even be here.
Exactly. So I definitely think...
I would agree with that.
Yeah, the main priority is definitely a striker. I've kept saying it for the longest time now. Peter Crouch. What are you saying?
I'll take Crouchy just for a year.
Yeah.
As an alternative for the last 20 minutes, or rotated, it's a great shout. I'll take Crouch. Yes, he's old, he's 35, but it's something that we can, the last 10 to 15 minutes, bring Mitrovic off and hit a long ball. If I have to play route 1, I would agree. Well, he's neat on the ball as well. He's not going to run it behind the channels, but he can hold the ball up and play it nice and simply now. So it's a good shout. Someone like to talk. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you.